Welcome back to Behind the Grind. I'm Nash Crowther, and joining me today is Jason Burnell. Now, to start off, your time at Jacksonville State and just college in general, you had a very impressive resume. NABC All District First Team, All OBC First Team, OBC All Tournament Team, OBC All Newcomer Team, NABC and NJCAA D1 All American, All American First Team. What was your time? What was your college experience like, getting all of those accolades at such a young age?
Well, it was something I'm very proud of. Coming from my freshman year, I kind of had a setback, so JUCO and reinvent myself, refine myself as a player, and then going to be able to JUCO Junior College All American and Florida Player of the Year in JUCO to going to Jacksonville State and having all those accolades, breaking school records. It was something definitely I'm proud of, and I worked hard to get to that point, and I grind so hard. I worked relentlessly on my craft, so it was something to very much be proud of.
And you went undrafted in the 2019 NBA draft. What was your mindset after that? As it inspired you to work harder, and you're hoping to make your way into the NBA sometime?
Yeah, it definitely made me want to work harder. I wasn't disappointed. I mean, I was a little disappointed, but it wasn't nothing that really like I was down about at the end of the day. I know my path is different. You look at guys like PJ Tucker and Patrick Beverly, guys who played overseas to get to the NBA too. So I understand that, one day it's possible, it's very possible that I could have a career in the NBA. And right now my career is overseas and I'm perfectly happy with that.
And moving overseas after going undrafted, was it really hard to make that decision to leave America to go play overseas?
No, not at all. It wasn't a difficult decision to make. The support of my family and close friends was there, and basketball is something I love and it's my passion. So the fact when I figured I was gonna go to Cantu, without hesitation, it was a move to make.
And how has COVID affected your life overseas, not being able to see your family as much?
Well, it's definitely affected it. Usually by this time I would have had my mom or my dad or my grandma come out here, but with COVID and everything, they haven't been able to visit. Being overseas, you already, miss out on a lot of family. I've been able to have my girlfriend come out here a few times. That's been a blessing. I've been very grateful for her and her support. But it is difficult, COVID, not just with not being into my family, but, not having fans at the game and, being have to, the travel restrictions and everything. So it is very difficult. But at the end of the day, I think everybody wants to play basketball and wants to do what they love to do. So we have to make those sacrifices.
And do you find that it's been harder to play without fans? Do you find like the fans give you a lot of energy when it comes playing time?
Honestly, no. Basketball, when I kind of go out there, I kind of block out all the noise. Of course, sometimes I'm a very passionate player, so sometimes I might, get hype or whatever. But fans or no fans, it doesn't make no difference how hard I play or how I will play or how I approach the game.
And you were saying that you are a passionate player and sometimes you get a little hyped. When you have a big play, like a clutch shot, dunk, something like that, do you have a go-to celebration?
No, not for real. Just however I feel in the moment, sometimes it just is what I do. Most of the time, I just try. My biggest thing now that I've matured from my rookie years, I try not to get not too high, not too low. If I make a big play, I try to stay even keeled. If I make a play that was a bad play, like a turnover or a missed shot, I just try to stay, not get too low on myself. Just try to stay even keeled because it's a long game, so a whole lot of possessions.
And when you were younger, when did you decide that you wanted to play basketball for a career?
Well, I am a son of a coach, so I've been around basketball since basically I came out the womb. I think basketball probably when I was a young age, I realized I was really good at it. I had some God given talent with ability with it, and I just had to fall in love with getting better and want to work at it every day. So I would say probably at a very young age, maybe like 5 6 years old, that I realized this is what I want to do.
And growing up, did you have a favorite player?
Growing up, my favorite player probably have to be I always like LeBron. Growing up. Now as I got older, the guys I tend to watch are guys that I play similar to like Paul Millsap, Antoine Jameson, Boris Diaw, guys like that, PJ Tucker, guys that just get a job done. Not necessarily all the greatest scores or anything like that, but they just get the job done and they go out there and help their team win games.
And do you find that you try to take aspects of those guys' games to try and uh, mold them into your game to become a better player?
I really just try to watch tendencies. I know I already have the similarities in those play styles, so I've always kind of thought highly of those guys. But I just try to like with Paul Millsap. I see his face-up game, so I try to expand on my game, in a realistic way. I'm not delusional when it comes to how I am as a player, and watching those guys kind of help me stay within myself, but help me see where I need to do to be better and become a better player and become and reach my fullest potential.
And did you have a favorite team growing up?
I was, other than LeBron, I used to love Chris Paul, so I was always like a New Orleans Hornets, now Pelicans fan when growing up.
Are you excited for your Pelicans to have some good guys coming up? Maybe could be contenders in the future.
Keeping up with them, they're young right now. They have a lot of great scores, and like I like the length they have on perimeter, and Zion is a once in a generation athlete. So I think going forward, they will have a chance to be a contender in the next 3 to 5 years.
And as a player, what aspect of your game do you find is your strong suit?
Most definitely my passing and my IQ. I just love to make plays for my teammates and get them the ball in their spots and have them, get them to where they can get the ball and they can get a shot off and just give them more confidence. I love facilitating. Like I say, the stat that matters to me most is winning games. When after I'm done playing my career, I want everybody to know not, I was a good player, but I want them to be known as a winner. Everywhere he went, he won and he was a great teammate on and off the court. So I think passing and my IQ, just the way I see the game, and I'm submissive to learning right now. So I'm always watching film, always learning how I can get better and take steps and take strides in my game, whether that's on or off the court.
And on your current team, you have a lot of players who have played in FIBA, which do you find that them playing on such a large stage has helped them be better for clutch moments when all eyes are on them and they need to make a shot? Do you find that a lot of the guys who've been in the FIBA tournaments or maybe even played in the NBA are a lot better when it comes to those moments?
I think just being overall experienced team. A lot of the guys on my team also are very experienced, like you say in FIBA. Playing whether they played in Champions League, FIBA Cup, or with their national team or Euro Cup, or even some guys that play Euro League, and just having that experience around, like just and like I say, I'm submissive to learning, so I learned from a lot of those guys. Like Benji, our four-man, and Miro and Stefano Gentili. I learned from all those guys. Marco. I learned from all of them. Being I'm young. I'm only 23. It's my second year overseas, and being able to play at the level I am right now and be around those guys has just been really grateful. I've been really grateful. It's been really a blessing, and just been able to learn and take what I know from those guys to go forward in my career.
And do you find that the transition from college to the EuroLeague was start from college to Europe was a very hard transition, like game wise?
At first, yes. When I first got to Can too, it was definitely an adjustment. Just the biggest thing with me was the footwork and the physicality. Trying to get adjusted to that and just how smart these guys are out here. Having to really be. I've always been a guy that I've always been in the film room, but have to take it to another level. Really, take it to another level and watch more film and dissect and just learn like about it's the little things that matter, the small details over here in Europe. I think over here in Europe you just have to know how to play and just to try to take all that in. And once I got adjusted at first, my first 7 8 games or so, it took me some time, but once I got adjusted to everything and I got comfortable, I was ready to go.
And in your first season last year, did you have a teammate that kind of helped you adjust to the game and helped you work harder to get like adjusted to play in Europe?
Most definitely. I think coming in, I was a rookie, so I came in with another rookie who's one of my best friends, Kavaris Hayes, and so us going through everything together was definitely something out. And then Corbin Collins and Joe Ragland, those two guys, they were always in my ear. They always helped me out. Corbin, when me and Kavaris first got there, he was here. He was at Camp 2 too at first. It was just us three. Everybody else kind of came later, and he kind of took us under his wing, let us, just little small details, let us look out for, and I really appreciated him for that. And then when we got Joe Ragland, who's a EuroLeague vet, made a whole, play at a whole, excuse me, play at a very high level. Having him come out and just taking what I can from him, he's played in EuroLeague and Euro Cup, played at some of the highest levels in Europe for some of the best teams in Europe, Milan, Ephes, and just learning from him, Red Star, and hearing him. And he's a point guard too. He just opened the game up so much for me, and I really took in everything he taught me. And to this day, I'm thankful. I wouldn't be able to play at the high level I am playing if it wasn't for those three guys.
And oh, sorry, I completely blanked here. I'll probably cut this out. Oh, why am I blanking? I had my question. Sorry, man.
So good, man.
Uh, sorry. Bro, what was I gonna say? Oh, sorry. Uh, so have you found any language barriers when it comes to playing in Europe?
Yes, but I mean, at the end of the day, we all speak the same language, and that's basketball. So it's definitely, I appreciate you guys. I'm trying to learn some Italian, but I appreciate, it hasn't been to the point where it's affecting my play or anything. So it's really not that difficult. That wasn't something hard to adjust to.
And what about off the court? Do you find it harder to build relationships with guys on your team off the court because of language barriers?
No, not at all. Off the court, I love all my teammates. This team is different from this year to last year. Like, last year I was with a bunch of guys that were young. We're just kind of coming over in Europe. It was, a lot of rookies, second year guys. To this year, it's a lot more experienced veterans. So, those guys have families and stuff. But we still hang out a lot. I love all my teammates, no matter where they're from. We all kind of get along. We got some jokesters. So it's all pretty good. It's not hard at all to, kind of vibe with them or hang out with them at all.
And off the court, when you moved overseas, what was it like being in kind of like an unfamiliar area? Did you find it easy to just navigate your way through where you were living, grocery stores, and stuff like that?
At first it took some adjusting, but once you get into a rhythm and you just kind of, I think the biggest thing is you have to have an open mind. If you come out here with an open mind, wanting to learn about another culture, wanting to adapt to another culture, you'll have no problem. And I came over here with a very open mind. I wanted to learn about the Italian culture. I wanted to, adapt to living here quickly, and I want my time here to be fun. And being last year, it was truly a blessing to kind of ease me into the European style. Being able to be so close to Milan, Italy, which is one of the best cities in the world and very Americanized. Being able to be close to that and kind of ease into living in Europe was very helpful.